Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, or I go by AlwaysMoreSims here on YouTube, and today we are doing another speed build. So this house is called Briarbrook Cottage. I really was wanting to build a cottage style house, but I'm not sure how I feel about this house. It's not one of my favorites that I've done. I was kind of wanting to push myself because I was just so happy with how my last house turned out. The Golden Waltz, which is the house that I'm currently playing in for my Barbie Legacy Challenge. I was just so happy with how that house turned out, and so I was really wanting to kind of push myself, test myself again, and so I was looking for cottages, and I ended up finding this one that, granted, is a little more of like a modern, or I guess it maybe like a contemporary cottage. It's not like super rustic. I think it was labeled as like a craftsman cottage. I was looking at inspiration pics because I wanted to build a cottage, and I'm pretty sure this one was labeled as craftsman cottage, I think. Um, but it's all white outside, and so like honestly, the house is kind of bland from the outside. I tried to spice it up with like the landscaping. Um, and I think what really bothers me is the fact that this house is just a box. I don't like building boxes. I like when the houses have just a little more character to them than that. But alas, this house is pretty much just a glorified box with the little entryway bump out there and then the garage. So I think that's one of the reasons why I'm really not loving the house. And I mean, I could have changed it, yes. But at the same time, when I was building this yesterday, I was fully intending to record the next part of In Bloom, and that would have needed this house to be ready. Um, so I needed to get it built, and so I was just like, you know what, we're gonna go with it. We're gonna make it work. I don't hate it. I think it's okay. I just don't think it's my best work. And then the interior. So knowing I was going to do this cottage, I'm like, I have absolutely no idea how to furnish a cottage. So then I was looking at inspo pics for cottage interior, and a lot of it was really rustic. And so when we get to the interior, you'll see that I'm trying to go rustic. It's dark wood, and the room was just very dark, and it was older furniture. I don't know. It was a lot of wood. And I wasn't loving it, but I was like, okay, maybe this is how it's supposed to be. But then I was looking for inspiration for the kitchen, and I found like a remodeled cottage kitchen, and I really liked it, and I like went all out with it in the kitchen, and then I was like, this does not match the whole main living area that I just did. Great. So then I was like, okay, how am I going to fix this? How are we going to rework this so that it meshes a little better? Because I don't want it to be one of those things that the kitchen looks really new and then the rest of the house looks old. So I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think, because it's not my favorite thing. But anyways, so this house has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a laundry room. And then it will eventually have a little like a little patio. It's not really in the back there, but that little side patio. And then there's going to be a little play area in the back. This house also has as you can see, like a ridiculously long driveway. So there's 3 car park spots. And this house was actually built for my sim Charlotte in my In Bloom challenge. This is going to be her house that she eventually lives in. And that's one of the reasons why I liked the idea of like a cottage or maybe like a smaller craftsman type house. Like I could totally see Charlotte in just like a cozy little home, nothing like super fancy and extravagant. Like I can see her sister Rose living in that kind of house, like fancy, top tier, extravagant, but not Charlotte. Charlotte is like super chill. And again, she just loves the comfy cozy. So that's what I was wanting when I was originally looking for kind of inspiration pics. I'm trying to remember what I was doing. Oh, I think so when I was building this house, and I just realized what I'm seeing is behind what you guys are seeing. But if you see any like areas where I pause, so I have a dog. No duh. I have a golden retriever. And where is he? He's currently sleeping behind me. I don't know if he's asleep. He's behind me. And he has been very clingy with me lately. Like, normally when I'm up in my office, I have my 2 corgis. One of them she just went under my desk, actually, and she brought a chew stick with her because she doesn't want the others to have it, but I guess she doesn't want it either because she's just laying on it. Aren't you, Chloe? You little goober. So I normally have my 2 corgis, and then I have my dog Moose with me. And Brinkley is my dad's dog. And oh, excuse you, Chloe. And when we brought home the corgis, like, the corgis were not supposed to be quote unquote mine. They weren't supposed to really be with me. They were also supposed to be my parents' dogs, and they kind of gravitated towards me. And now they're pretty much always with me. Now, Moose is mine. He is my boy. Thank you. I don't know if you just heard him sigh. He's like, unfortunately. But Moose he's my boy. I mean, he's the only one that's supposed to technically be my dog. You're probably thinking, like, well, shouldn't they all just be family dogs? Like, why does everyone have to have their dog? But it's weird, kind of how that works with our house. Anyways, so Brinkley was really supposed to be, like, my parents' dog. And so, like, I have been very intentional with, like, not bringing him upstairs with me, kind of letting him be with my parents. And I can't believe it's almost been a year since we brought him home, because we adopted him in September of last year, of 25. But when we brought him home in the first, like, 4 or 5 months, like, he would jump on me, because his birthday is December 24th, 2024. And so when we got him, he wasn't quite a year old yet, but he was almost fully grown, because he was, 9 months old. So he was already pretty big. And he wouldn't jump on my parents, but he loved jumping on me. He would jump on me, and, like, he's all muscle. He's very muscular. And it would hurt because he'd put, like, all of his weight, and if I didn't catch him, pretty much, like, if I didn't catch his arms, then he would, like, scratch up my legs, scratch up my stomach, my arms. So Moose was in obedience classes about a year and a half ago, maybe longer. I think it was longer than that, which doesn't feel right. Feels like only a few months ago. But anyways, Moose was in obedience classes. And I was like, maybe it would help if Brinkley was in obedience classes. So I put Brinkley into obedience classes. This is a whole long story for a short answer. I put Brinkley into obedience classes, hoping that I could kind of work with him on, like, the jumping thing. Because when we got him, he already knew how to sit, and he loves to have people hold his paw. So, like, even though you might tell him to shake, he just wants to hold your hand, okay? He's not doing it because he wants to shake. He's doing it because he wants you to hold his hand. But he knows technically how to shake. But he's done amazing. However, since I'm the one that takes him every week to his puppy class, it's kind of built a bond between us, because I'm the one who takes him, I'm the one who works with him and rewards him and loves on him and all of that stuff while we're at class. And then he also just adores Moose. He always wants to be playing with Moose. So I think he used to kind of follow me because he wanted Moose, and now he does it because, like, we have a bit more of a bond there. But now he doesn't like being left out. So if I come upstairs with my other 3, Brinkley will sit. We have a gate that blocks off the upstairs, and he will sit at the gate, and he will whine and cry and go on if he knows I'm up here with the other dogs. So he has been coming up with me pretty regularly now. And now back to the original point of this whole story. When I was decorating this house, like, he was sleeping in here, but anytime you see a pause, it's because he had woken up and he had come over, and he will, like, he wants you to know, like, I want attention now. He will hook his nose under my arm and then like jerk my arm up. And so then like I let go of the mouse, and then he's like, "Oh, yes, perfect. You're here to pet me." And so then I would stop and I'd give him some attention, some love. And yeah, so that was the whole point of that entire story. Is that my dog just wants attention. I really wish I could catch up with where you guys are. I think I'm about 30 seconds behind you guys. No, that's not true. I'm more like 15 seconds behind you. No, I'm ahead of you. Sorry. I'm like 15 seconds ahead of you. um, or maybe I'm not. Maybe it's just what I'm seeing. I don't know. I am not seeing where my voice is recording. But see, now it's stopped. I don't get it. I don't know where I know you're in the kitchen. We finally made it to the kitchen. But yeah. It hasn't like been like this in a while where it's like lagged behind. So I guess we can talk about the kitchen now. Yes, I used green counters, green cabinets. Again, like the kitchen I saw had like these really pretty green cabinets, and I'm like, I love it. That's what made me want to use that picture, because I loved the green cabinets. I thought they looked really nice. The green counters, I should say. So that is what we did. I used green counters. I will be 100% honest with you though. I don't know how functional this kitchen is, like how maybe not functional, how accessible this kitchen is, because the bar stools are very close to the entrance to the room, and I'm pretty sure you can get, like, you should be able to get through like between the counter and the fridge, but I don't know if you can actually get into the room around the stools. I think you can. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping you can. The stool on the very end there that's kind of in the corner, I purposely made inaccessible. Like I turned it at an angle, so your Sims will not, or at least they shouldn't be using it. If they do, it's just to sit on. They won't be able to actually eat using that stool. Um, but yeah, so I really liked the green. I really wanted the green kitchen. And this is when I realized, also I couldn't get the alarm place right. This is when I realized that the rest of the house does not match the vibe of the kitchen. Because the kitchen is all nice and clean and white, and so I just kept going with the kitchen, hoping that if I just ignored the rest of the house, I would figure out what I wanted to do about it. Because the last thing I wanted to do was completely scrap the entire main room, but at the same time, it doesn't match the style of the kitchen, like, at all. So we ended up using a lot of white. I got the white furniture out, and I mixed the white in with the wood, so it's not, everything isn't just pure, just straight flat white furniture. It's white and the wood, but I didn't think, I really hope this is where you guys are, because I'm behind. This is all messed up. See, yeah, here we go. For me, I am now adding in the white. So we have the white and the wood, and yeah, I think it brightened this space up a little bit, and I think I like it more. I don't know. I will say I don't know that that chess table is actually functional. I don't know that your Sims are able to scoot the chairs out to sit down. This is what I get for not playtesting this house before I post the video. But I don't think the chess table is functional. I also did these dark blue accent walls. I like how that turned out. I think that was kind of a fun touch. And yeah, so again, I didn't completely ditch the wood, but there's just not as much of that dark wood now. And we have the white mixed in, and yeah, I think it's a little better. I don't know. Because this is a house that I built for one of my kids. I feel like I've been making this disclaimer in a lot of the houses I've built lately, but normally when I build a house for Sims to live in, especially a house that I build in, or that I play in, I do not refrain from using store content, custom content, stuff packs. I use it all. And that is kind of what I did with this house too. I don't think I used any store or custom content, but I did use like Master Suite stuff, because like the flowers sitting on the dining room table, those are from Master Suite. I used the sink from Town Life stuff. So like there's some things kind of thrown in there that I probably could have done else. I could have done else. I could have used something else for, but it's like, well, this is going to be Charlotte's house, so, I'm going to decorate it how I want. So, yep. Master bedroom. Yep, there's a pause here again. And I don't know if that's where you are, but it just paused for me, and I bet you it was because of Brinkley. Oh, did Sissy leave her stick? She did. Are you going to get it? She's taking your stick. Yeah, Sissy took your stick. You know that? So Chloe moved. She's now sitting on laying on the spindles of the chair. Is that what you would call it? Like the legs. And she left the stick she had been kind of guarding behind, and now Zoe has snuck in and is eating it. Oh my goodness. These guys are fiends for sticks. They love chew sticks. They love greenies. I normally was giving my 3 like guineas once a day. Greenies, I should say. I say guineas. I'm teasing them because now Chloe's hearing me say it. I was giving them once a day, but then now that Brinkley's been coming up pretty regularly, I've kind of stopped giving them the greenies, because I get the regular size, so there's 12 a bag. And I go through those in 3 days if I give them to 4 dogs every day. Like, granted, giving 3 out a day is still going through it in 4 days, but I go through those things like crazy. And see, I was actually giving them the large ones, despite the corgis not being large dogs, because it was keeping them occupied longer. But there's even less in those bags, and those things are expensive. My goodness. So I guess back to the house. We can refocus. So the bedroom is kind of this mint green and white. Again, I kept with the accent walls. I really liked that. I like that shade of green a lot. It's pretty much the same shade of green that was used in the kitchen. The bedroom continued with the white and brown furniture. I was trying to keep it kind of light and airy. I don't know how I feel about the TV with the shelf and the record player underneath it, because realistically that record player would probably not be accessible because you can't fully open the lid, or if you could, it would be you'd have to be very careful placing the records in the machine. But I don't know, it was something different. I don't really use that, I think it's called a sleigh bed. I very rarely use that bed, and I felt like, well, if we're kind of going the more rustic furniture, so maybe we could try using that. It always that bed always makes me think of something you would find in a snowy mountaintop, cabin retreat getaway type place. I don't use it very often. But yeah, and then the bathroom is the bathroom. I don't know what to say. I'm trying not to yawn. I failed. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about. Not a clue. I'm not quite ready for the next generation, because the next generation we have to live in a hotel, no, in an apartment. It's in the rules that Rose moves to the big city and lives in an apartment. And I don't like playing in apartments in The Sims 3 because of the constant, like, up, down, up, down, up, down. Like, it's so difficult at times to be in an apartment. If you zoom too far out, then it drops you to the ground level, and or you'll just go like flying up and down depending on like how you're moving the camera, and it's just annoying. It's very annoying. So I'm not really looking forward to that. Plus, I'm like, I don't know that I don't really want to build an apartment. I don't really know that I want to furnish one either, because I don't really know what I would be doing, because I don't do apartments. So I think Rose might just have to find, like, we might have to find a world that we're going to play in and just find a really nice one. And then maybe I can renovate it a little bit more to my liking and just call it there. Which is weird because I think that'd be like the first time, and I don't even know how long, that I haven't built a house for my sim. Like, I always build my heirs' houses. And I didn't. You know what I just realized with those outside chairs? Is that I colored the like black metal bar part. I made that wood too, and looking at that now, they look really stupid. Oh well. So yeah, there is a little outdoor play area in this house. It's kind of cute. A little horseshoe throwing. And then we're on landscape, and I think we're almost done. But yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe I could put her in like a townhouse. I'd rather play in a townhouse. But I don't know what world we're living in, because we are not staying in Sunset Valley. Sunset Valley is getting way too laggy. I actually was having issues a few parts ago where I couldn't get the save to open. And when it finally did, I was like freaking out, thinking I like broke it. So I like made another save. Like I did like, you know, the save as thing, and that seems to have fixed it, and it's been running a bit better. I'm really bad about making new save files. I just keep using, like, I'll make a new save file each generation, but I'm really bad about making new save files throughout the generation. Like, I just keep saving on top of the new one, and I know that that's not great, that clogs up the save and makes things run worse. Like, I know. Okay, I know, but I'm just awful at remembering to do new saves. But it has been running better since, but we need to get out of Sunset Valley. I wanted to move out of Sunset Valley this generation. Like, we were supposed to move halfway through the generation, once Lavender was ready to settle down, but then Danny had his daughter, like, with his ex-wife, and I'm like, okay, that makes things way too complicated. We won't move. But we were supposed to move. But now we're going through screenshots, so I need to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I do have my gaming channel and the rules to my Barbie Legacy Challenge linked down in the description below. If you'd like to check it out, I would greatly appreciate it. I also have the house. You may, of course, download it. Please do not take credit. I'm out of time. Goodbye!